Welcome, and thanks for joining us for another episode of the 10-Minute Dental Marketing Podcast, a program dedicated to helping you grow your dental practice. In each episode, we'll discuss how you can improve your online presence and use the power of the internet to grow your practice.
Hey there, Tyson Downs here, owner of Titan Web Agency and the host of the 10-Minute Dental Marketing Podcast. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be having our AI tool read to you the audio version of the blog post. So if you're unable to get on the blog and read that, you'll be able to enjoy it, as you are right now through your favorite podcast app for the foreseeable future. If you have any feedback for us, send it over to us at tyson@titanwebagency.com. Enjoy.
We've helped dental practices launch their practices for nearly 15 years. The ones that open with momentum usually have one thing in common. They started marketing 90 to 120 days before opening, not months later when the schedule is still too light. Key takeaways. Start marketing 90 to 120 days before opening, not after the doors are already open. Get your website, Google Business profiles, and tracking systems fully set up before running paid campaigns. Measure launch marketing, booked appointments, and cost per patient, not rankings or traffic alone. Don't increase your budget until your intake process and tracking systems are working reliably. Marketing a new dental practice isn't about running ads and hoping patients show up. It's about getting found online and turning that attention into booked appointments in the right order. So momentum's forming while construction is still wrapping up. This guide shows what to build before you open and what to do in the first 90 days after your practice launches. What to build 120 days out, what to activate 30 days out, what to execute during launch week, and how to optimize once patients are coming in. The operational side of opening, including startup costs, licensing, compliance, build-out, and staffing, is covered in our companion guide. How to start a dental practice, costs, licensing, and startup checklist. This guide picks up where that one ends. Why launch timing matters. Launch timing determines whether your first month feels scheduled or stressful. Marketing for a new dental practice doesn't produce instant results. Google Business profiles require verification. Websites need time to be indexed and trusted. Paid ads require testing before performance stabilizes. Reviews build gradually, not overnight. Start too late, and visibility lags behind your opening. Your first weeks are quiet instead of booked. Start too early without structure, and the budget disappears before your systems are ready to convert the traffic you're generating. The goal is to build momentum before opening, so demand's already forming while construction wraps up. When timing's handled correctly, your first week includes scheduled patients rather than silence. We've seen this play out dozens of times. The difference between a strong first month and a stressful one almost always comes down to lead time. Agency insight. When website setup, tracking, Google Business profile creation, and directory setup get pushed off, performance suffers across the board. Sequencing matters more than speed. Phase 1, 120 to 90 days before opening. This phase is about building the foundation. You're not pushing for appointments yet. You're setting up the infrastructure that every future marketing effort will depend on. Skipping or rushing this phase means you'll pay more, get fewer results, and spend the first 90 days fixing things instead of scaling what works. Practice name, brand identity, and visual assets. Before you can secure a domain, build a website, or create a single listing, you need a name. Your practice name affects everything that follows, including your domain, your Google Business profile, your signage, and how patients remember you. Your practice name shapes how patients find you online, how they remember you, and how you differentiate from competitors. A name that locks you to a single location can create problems if you expand. A name that's too generic blends into search results. A name tied only to your surname can limit flexibility if you bring in partners or sell later. These decisions shape how easily patients can find you online and how recognizable your practice becomes in your local market. We cover the full framework for this in our guide, Dental Office Names, How to Choose a Practice Name That Works Long-Term. Once the name's decided, brand identity follows. This isn't a cosmetic exercise. Your brand is the first signal patients use to decide whether to trust you before they ever call. dental practice branding is more than a logo and a color scheme. It's a consistent visual and verbal identity that tells patients who you are, who you serve, and what to expect. When it's done well before launch, every marketing asset you build from your website to your GBP to your direct mail pieces looks and feels like it came from the same practice. Practice name secured. Practice name decided and checked for trademark conflicts and domain availability. Brand visual identity defined. Color scheme and typography selected that reflect your patient demographic and positioning. Professional logo created. Logo designed and delivered in formats ready for web, signage, and print. Brand guidelines documented. Brand guide documenting colors, fonts, logo usage rules, and voice guidelines. Clear differentiation established. Competitive differentiation is defined so your brand communicates a clear reason for patients to choose you. Your logo needs to work across every surface: your website, signage, GBP listing, uniforms, and direct mail. Getting it right before launch saves the cost and disruption of rebranding 18 months in when you realize the original was never built for scale. For a deeper look at what makes a dental logo effective, see our guide, Best Dental Logos, and for help building a full brand identity from scratch, read more about our dental branding and rebranding service and dental logo design service. One more thing worth addressing at this stage: how you'll stand out. A crowded dental market rewards clarity about what makes you different. Whether that's your patient experience, your service mix, your technology, or the demographic you serve, your brand needs to communicate why you're the choice over the practice 2 miles away. We cover the strategic side of this in how to differentiate your dental practice from the competition. Market positioning. Before designing anything or launching a marketing campaign, get clear on your positioning. Define. Ideal patient profile. Define the type of patients you want to attract so your marketing, messaging, and service focus align with their needs. Priority services at launch. Identify the treatments and services you want to emphasize early so your website and campaigns highlight them clearly. Local competitive positioning. Clarify your competitive angle in the local market so patients understand what makes your practice different from nearby options. Are you focused on young families, PPO-driven volume, cosmetic cases, implants, fee-for-service patients? These decisions shape your messaging, your service pages, your Google Business Profile categories, and how your team answers the phone. When positioning is vague, marketing becomes generic. Generic marketing doesn't convert well and attracts the wrong patients. Clear positioning makes every subsequent decision more efficient and more targeted. Digital asset setup. Once positioning is defined, build the online assets your marketing depends on. Secure your domain name. Register the domain that will be used for your website so your practice name and online presence are protected. Set up a branded email address. Create a professional email using your domain to build credibility and keep communications consistent. Claim consistent social media handles. Reserve your practice name across major platforms so your brand remains consistent and easy for patients to find. Finalize brand voice and positioning. Define your brand voice, service emphasis, and tone so your messaging stays consistent across your website and marketing. Your name, address, and phone number should be formatted identically everywhere from day one. Small inconsistencies in these citations create local SEO friction that can take months to correct. Starting clean is far easier than cleaning up inconsistencies after the fact. Read our blog post, a 2026 local SEO guide for dentists. Website planning and tracking. Your website is the central asset in your launch strategy. It needs to support both visibility and conversion from the start. That means it's not enough for the site to look professional. A well-designed dental website gives patients a place to learn about your services and makes it easy for them to schedule an appointment once they find you online. It needs to be structured for search, built with patient intent in mind, and set up to capture and attribute every lead. Build for clear service pages aligned with what patients actually search for in your area. Strong local signals on key pages, including city, neighborhood, and surrounding communities. Call lead tracking is installed before any traffic arrives. Analytics and conversion tracking set up and verified. Tracking should be installed before traffic begins. If you wait until campaigns are live, you'll lose early data. which is often the most useful for optimization. From day one, you need to be able to measure call volume, form submissions, booked appointments, and cost per booked patient. Without that baseline, you can't make confident decisions about where to invest and where to pull back. Phase 2, 60 to 30 days before opening. This is where visibility starts to take shape. You're no longer just preparing infrastructure, you're preparing to be discovered. The work done during this window usually determines whether your first month opens with scheduled patients or a scramble to generate demand. Google Business Profile Setup. Your Google Business Profile is one of the most important assets in your launch. It directly influences local visibility, map rankings, and the first impression patients form when they find you online. Timing matters significantly here. Don't wait until opening week to create and verify your profile. Verification can take time, and unexpected delays are common. If your profile isn't verified and visible when you open, local search visibility stalls at the worst possible moment. Complete in this phase. Profile creation with complete, accurate business information. Address verification. Initiate early. Don't wait for your opening date. Accurate primary and secondary category selection. Full services configuration matching your website and positioning. Business hours, practice description, and initial photos. Your business name, address, and phone number on your GBP must exactly match those on your website. Formatting differences won't cause an issue, but different information will create ranking inconsistencies in local search. If your Google Business Profile still isn't appearing in search results near opening week, verify that the address is confirmed, categories are set correctly, and the listing matches the name, address, and phone number on your website. Visibility often improves once the profile begins receiving searches, reviews, and engagement. Agency Insight. Category selection on your Google Business Profile is one of the most underutilized levers in local dental SEO. Most practices select dentist and stop. Adding accurate secondary categories for the services you want to grow, such as cosmetic dentist, implant dentist, or pediatric dentist, expands the query set you're eligible to appear for without any additional cost. Local Visibility Foundation. Before paid ads begin, strengthen your organic credibility. Core directory listings across Google, Yelp, Healthgrades, ZocDoc, and 10 to 15 additional relevant directories. NAP consistency audit across all platforms. On-page local optimization for your primary service area. Competitor research in Google Maps. Look closely at what top competitors rank for in your area. Evaluate their review volume, service descriptions, primary categories, and posting activity. This research isn't about copying. It's about understanding what it takes to compete in your specific market so your visibility strategy is calibrated to reality. Paid advertising setup. You don't need to activate campaigns yet. It can wait just a bit, but preparation begins here. So activation can happen quickly when the time comes, and everything's already structured for performance. When you're ready to launch ads, launch focused keyword research targeting high-intent searches, not broad awareness terms. Budget allocation planning based on realistic, new patient goals. Landing page structure aligned with your primary keyword targets. Conversion tracking verification before any spend begins. Your keywords should reflect patient intent at the moment of need. Someone searching for a dentist near me or teeth cleaning in your city is ready to book. Someone searching for how to care for their teeth isn't. Start with the former and build from there. Landing pages should match the intent of the keywords you target. If you run ads for emergency dental care, the page patients land on needs to clearly address emergency care and make booking easy. A generic homepage doesn't accomplish that and will waste budget. Verify that all tracking is functioning properly before activation. Test call routing. Test form submissions. Confirm conversions are being recorded accurately. Phase 3, Launch Week Execution. Launch week isn't the time to build systems. It's time to execute the systems you've already prepared. By now, your website should be live, your tracking should be verified, and your Google Business Profile should be visible. This week is about activating visibility and confirming everything works exactly as planned. Go Live Checklist. Before increasing traffic, verify these are fully operational. Paid campaigns are activated and properly linked to landing pages. Google Business Profile is live, verified, and appearing in local search results. Call routing is working correctly and reaching the right staff member. Form submissions are being received, tracked, and routed properly. Scheduling workflow tested end-to-end. Website loads quickly on both desktop and mobile. All tracking verified across calls, forms, and conversions. Don't assume everything works. Test calls yourself. Submit test forms. Walk through the booking process as a new patient would. The first wave of traffic should land on a system that's ready, not one that's still being adjusted. Intake and conversion readiness. Marketing generates attention. Your team converts that attention into scheduled appointments. The goal of any dental marketing strategy is to turn that attention into booked patients, not just traffic or phone calls. This is where many launches fall short. Strong marketing performance means nothing if calls go unanswered or intake is slow and inconsistent. Before you activate ads, confirm that. Phone answering standards are defined and practiced by every staff member who answers calls. Insurance verification workflows are understood by whoever handles them. Appointment booking processes are consistent and efficient. Speed to lead expectations are realistic and enforced from day one. New patient inquiries can't go unanswered. Calls shouldn't go to voicemail during business hours. Follow-up on missed calls and form submissions should happen within minutes, not hours. When response time slows, conversion rates drop. When conversion rates drop, cost per patient rises. Intake quality is a marketing variable, not just an operations variable. Agency insight. The front desk is the highest leverage marketing investment in a new dental practice. A strong phone presence converts more of the leads your marketing generates. A weak one wastes them. Train your team on new patient calls before you spend $1 on ads. It's the most cost-effective improvement you can make before opening. Phase 4. First 90 days after opening. Once your practice is open and patients are coming in, the focus shifts from activation to optimization. The goal during the first 90 days isn't rapid expansion. It's growing based on what's actually producing patients. This is where the groundwork you laid pays off, or where shortcuts taken earlier show up as problems. Budget management monitor performance closely and make decisions based on the data. Cost per new patient indicates whether your campaigns are financially sustainable given your current budget. Channel performance. Which traffic sources are producing booked appointments, not just clicks? Overall demand levels. Is inquiry volume growing week over week? Are there patterns by day or time? Increase spend where returns are strong and predictable. Reduce or pause spending where performance lags or costs rise without improvement. Don't scale based on optimism. Scale based on numbers. For example, if a campaign consistently produces booked patients at an acceptable cost, increasing the budget there is usually more effective than spreading your budget across new channels too early. Performance metrics that matter. Rankings can be encouraging early on, but they don't generate revenue on their own. Track what actually drives appointments. Call volume, total, and new patient calls specifically. Conversion rate, meaning calls that result in scheduled appointments. Show rate, meaning scheduled patients who actually arrive. Cost per booked patient. Cost per completed appointment. These metrics tell you whether marketing is producing patients or just activity. When something's underperforming, you need to know whether the problem's in the campaign, the landing page, the phone answering, or the scheduling process. These numbers tell you where to look. Optimization priorities. During the first 90 days, refinement matters more than expansion. Small adjustments compound. Refine targeting based on which keywords and demographics are converting. Improve landing page clarity based on where visitors are dropping off. Build Google Business Profile engagement through consistent posting and active review acquisition. Pause or adjust underperforming campaigns before they drain the budget. Consistency beats constant strategy changes. We've watched practices make disciplined, measured adjustments and significantly lower their cost per patient over the first quarter. We've also watched practices change direction every few weeks, only to end up back at square one. Let the numbers tell you where the problem is before you change direction. What a realistic ramp-up looks like. One of the most common questions we hear from new practice owners is how long it takes to build consistent patient flow. The honest answer is that it builds in stages, and understanding what to expect at each stage prevents panic and poor decisions. Month 1, learning phase. Expect variability. You're collecting data, testing messaging, and generating early reviews. Campaign performance may fluctuate as Google gathers signals and your team adjusts to real volume. This phase is about learning, not scaling. Don't make major strategy changes yet. Months 2 to 3. Pattern emergence. Performance becomes more stable. Cost per acquisition clarifies. Patient volume starts to feel more predictable. Cash flow may still fluctuate. That's normal at this stage. Practices that stay disciplined here build the foundation for consistent growth. The practices that struggle in this window are usually the ones that change strategies too frequently. What looked like underperformance in week 3 is often early-stage data collection. Most practices don't see a fully stable marketing performance until several months of data have accumulated. Patience, paired with disciplined optimization, produces stability. Panic produces wasted budget. Common launch marketing mistakes. Waiting until the opening month to start. Visibility requires lead time. Starting 30 days before opening rather than 120 almost always means a slow first quarter with no scheduled patients on opening day. Not installing tracking before traffic begins. Without accurate tracking, every budget decision is a guess. You can't improve what you can't measure. No defined intake process. Traffic without a reliable intake system wastes marketing spend. If calls go unanswered or follow-ups are inconsistent, campaign performance suffers regardless of how well the ads are running. Overspending before performance stabilizes. Scaling the budget before you understand your conversion rates increases financial risk without increasing results. Underinvesting during the launch window. The pre-launch and first 90-day periods are the most critical windows for establishing momentum. Underfunding, it extends your ramp-up timeline and makes it cost more to correct later. Agency insight. Most early marketing problems come down to sequencing. When setup, activation, and optimization happen in the right order with the right lead times, risk decreases, and results come faster. When they're compressed or reversed, even a strong strategy underperforms. Sequence first. Speed second. From launch to long-term growth. The launch phase is about establishing visibility and patient flow. The next phase is about strengthening what's working, improving efficiency, and building predictable long-term growth. Once your first 90 days are complete and performance data is clear, the focus expands. Scaling high-performing service campaigns, building organic search rankings that reduce reliance on paid traffic over time, increasing review volume consistently, improving lifetime patient value through reactivation and retention systems. This is where marketing shifts from launch management to sustainable growth planning. For strategies beyond the startup phase, see our guide on how to get more dental patients. Opening a dental practice in the next 12 months? We help dental startups launch with a website, Google Business Profile, tracking systems, and paid campaigns timed to your opening date so patient demand is already building before your doors open. If you're already in site selection, lease negotiation, or construction, now's the time to line up your pre-launch marketing.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the 10-Minute Dental Marketing Podcast. Implementing just one of the tips you heard today will help your practice move one step closer towards dominating your local market. If you got more questions, or you're looking for recaps, show notes, and even more resources to help you grow your practice, check us out at TitanWebAgency.com.